Greetings, my name is Kesha and I'm coming to you from sunny South Florida in Zone 11. It is March 19th, so yes, it's spring. My South Florida garden looks very different down here. I did take care of these tomatoes. I have to stay with my tomatoes down here where they seem to get eaten, and I'm not even sure what eats them because I don't think it's squirrels. It could be iguanas, but I have a ton of like little tiny lizards, but I think they mostly just eat like bugs. So I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is I have some of these bags from last year, and some of them will get little holes in them. I think some little critter figured out how to scratch holes inside and get to them. But for the most part, these bags really worked well in my garden. So I'm taking a few moments to just bag up my tomatoes to help protect them. I've lost 2 so far. They were already like half eaten. And what gets me is not so much that they even get eaten, because there's usually enough to share. It's just that they eat half of like 5, and then they leave me with like 1. So I'm like, just go ahead on and eat the whole thing. Don't leave half. But all right, y'all, let's get started.
In the garden we breathe all the flowers in line. Sunshine woman comes so.
As I said earlier, I got these bags off of Amazon. They're just a mesh bag. It has a little drawstring on it. You can pull them closed. You can tie them. I have had issues with these bags either coming loose if I don't make them tight enough, or maybe the animal or whatever figures out, the bird or something can like pull it enough to where eventually it opens up. But they've done a really good job of protecting my tomatoes from pests. The number of bags I've lost over time usually comes at the end of the season, once the animal or whatever it is figures out a way to open the bag or tear the bag open. But it seems to take a lot of effort for that to happen. But you have those few critters who are they're really in love with your garden and they're willing to work for it. So I suggest these bags. Last year they definitely helped me. This year I'm trying to do them earlier. I'm hoping that if I can get these bags on here earlier, it will help deter the animals to begin with, and they won't have a taste from my tasty tomatoes, because this year I'm not going to have nearly as many tomatoes as I did last year. Last year I planted a lot of cherry tomato plants, so I had just a lot of small tomatoes, and I did make sauces out of them. I used them in my soups, and I use them of course in salads. But this year I planted more of the hardier, not as juicy tomatoes, like planted quite a few Roma tomatoes, so I'm not getting as many tomatoes from them. I also think it's the weather has been different this year. It has gotten both colder than normal, and I also have had larger heat swings where it can be 87 during the daytime, and then it's like 50 degrees at night. And so those, well, not 50, but like 59, 61 at nighttime. So those swings in the temperature impact your plants as well. And I'm just not getting the blooming that I did last year. And also, honestly, I have not taken as great of care of my plants as I did in the past. So there's that. But I am getting some tomatoes. I'm hoping that over the next few weeks I end up with a lot of blooms, and that I'm able to carry my tomato season into late April, possibly early May. If you notice, I am bagging entire clusters of tomatoes. I try not to disturb them and be very careful. I have been able to get probably about 2 to 3 tomatoes inside of a bag. Every now and then I may have to divide a cluster and because of how it's growing between maybe like my supports, or just they already are getting larger, and I might have to put like maybe 2 in the bag and then put 2 more in a different bag off of us the same cluster, but that's fine. Also, I'm going to warn you, what I did last year. I thought, what if I put the bags on them while they're still blooms? Terrible idea. Wait until they have formed the actual tomatoes and then put them in bags. Next, I got this stretchy tie up. These ties, you just kind of pop it. It's very convenient. And I just tied my tomatoes in place. I did tie it up to the black or bleached trellises that aren't my favorite, but I have it here, so I'm going to use the support. And you see it just pops right off of the roll, and I just tie it up. They're very convenient. This will last all season. Then I also tied again to the actual fence post that I put back here for the trellis that I made last weekend. And it's holding up pretty well. I'm loving it so far. I do need to actually drill screws into it so that it's better supported, but I'm gonna go in. I'm going to trim. And you all, this is just an old container that had something kind of food inside, probably croissants or something. From the grocery store. Come in and just trim these back. And just go through it very carefully, very, very carefully. Tie them up. This is honestly something you don't want to have to do a lot of once your tomatoes are growing on your plants. Try to do this before the tomato fruits form. It's not as scary when you're not trying to lift up a limb that is being held down by fruit. This is a trellis that I made the year I did the garden in 2024, and it was made from some scrap pieces. I went out and I bought 4 of the full size 1x2s, and then I used some leftover 1x2s I had for a different project, and I just glued them and used some leftover screws, and I made these like geometric type shaped trellises, which have actually held up. So my weather has been back and forth with hot and cold, and my broccoli plant is done as far as this main shoot. I can already see a little side shoot coming on. So I'm gonna just take this piece off. Okay, you see it's starting to separate and starting to turn yellow. So it's small, but it's edible. So I'll take it. I'm gonna take out some bottom leaves and just allow maybe any possible side shoots that might make it, like this one right here, to go ahead on and start. coming in. And if not, my broccoli didn't do well this year. I think I just had a bad batch. But that's that. I'm gonna leave the leaves. I can come back and get those later for harvesting.
So much ways we don't know.
One of my longest running harvests has been celery. I've been harvesting celery since Thanksgiving. So it's really beautiful celery. My lettuce and my kale plants. This is a blue dwarf curly kale. It's coming right in. And so are those lettuces. And I have flowers down here on the bottom of my green stalk. And on this side, I have, might be a broccoli plant. Yep, that's a broccoli plant I stuck there along with some beans. First mini harvest of green beans. Okay, y'all, so like that, I have put up my tomato plants behind me, put them in bags, and then I have this beautiful harvest basket. So I'm gonna make a smoothie out of my dino kale. I like peanut butter with my celery. They made some chicken soup this weekend. I have my broccoli plant down there that was starting to separate, but I'm just gonna head on and saute it, or I might throw it in my salad with these greens and my Swiss chard. I'll probably blend it up as well. I don't know, I may put it in my salad. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. Just remember, even if you have a small garden like I do, you can still get yourself something good to eat. Have a great day.
In so much ways we don't